Yo, what's good YouTube? It's boardzy, and this is going to be a quick video just giving my thoughts on the glorious Model O Pro. I've been getting so many questions about it in my comments. People have been asking if I've seen it, if I'm going to review it, so I'll just be answering it, giving some thoughts on it. But first off, to answer like when I'm going to be reviewing it, I don't know. This is a group buy, and they are saying best case scenario shipping date is August or September, so it's not coming out for a few months minimum. At the time of recording, it's May 31st, and there is a week left on the group buy. I did order my unit already, but as far as I know, there are no review units, so you don't really know what you're going to get until you get it in hand. But to put it simply, this is a Model O super light. The only significant change to this is the weight, going from, I believe, 69 grams to 55, plus or minus 3 grams, I saw it said in the chart. So probably 58 gram Model O shape. Another thing they changed is the side buttons. That's a welcome change because if you've watched my videos, I've always hated the Model O side buttons. They're absolutely horrible. But spec-wise, I would really expect a mouse coming out in August of 2022 to be equipped with at least a 3395 sensor, but Glorious is just using their standard BAMF 3370 and also their standard rebranded Kill 8.0s. So it was really underwhelming to see personally, but I see a lot of people like hyping up the specs, so maybe that is just me expecting Glorious to actually like go all out on a mouse when it's really their brand to not do that. So that was my bad, but for $100, I don't think it's an egregious price. I feel like this is kind of just Glorious taking the Pro name and putting the same exact specs that their standard Model O had. And they say that the Forge system allows them to take risks, but I just don't see what's risky about this mouse whatsoever. Maybe if they put optical switches and a more premium sensor in the mouse, then I could see how that would be risky, like at $120, because that is, in my opinion, like a true pro level mouse, especially if they had the same weight. So this, like I said, it's just kind of going halfway, and it's nothing that I think could dethrone the Superlight or the Viper V2 Pro personally, but it is cheaper and it's a similar weight, so I see how some people could maybe settle on it, and if you like the Model O shape, it could be a good mouse. I'm not saying it's going to be terrible, I just don't think that this is truly a risky top-level mouse from Glorious. And one more thing, if you are wondering whether or not you'll have a chance to get the Model O Pro in the future, like past this drop, I strongly do believe that they will launch this as its own product, because I just don't see why they would make the mold, revamp the side buttons, just like make some of these changes if this isn't going to be a product that they actually like roll out in the future. So I don't really understand why they're doing the group buy format. I just bought it because I'm a reviewer. So yeah, if you want to participate in the group buy, it's really up to you. I just gave my opinion on the mouse. It's nothing that I'm truly excited for, but I will be reviewing it, and I do wonder how the QC is on not only a first batch Glorious product, but potentially the only batch. I'm sure some people are going to think I'm just hating on this mouse for no reason, and I'm not. I do think it's going to be significantly better than the standard Model O wireless, and I do like the weight. I just think that this mouse could have came out 6 months ago with these specs, and that would have been just like a better option. But this group buy where it's still 3 months out, and every mouse that's coming out at a similar weight, like the Pulsar mice, the Vancer mice, the XM2W, those all have 3395 sensors, so I just don't see what the point is of this unless you're just like, man, I hate the Viper V2 Pro price, I'm going to support Glorious because they're doing it cheaper, and not really just thinking much of like, why is this cheaper than the Viper V2 Pro? And two final things, I don't know why they only went with these colors. Like, why wasn't there a normal option? I went with this blue Lynx one because it was like, okay, this one looks decent, but the other ones, man, I just don't get it. Not that I really care about what my mouse looks like. And they also don't have any RGB, which for Glorious, maybe that is the big risk that they are taking. So that will also save some battery life. So maybe the battery life will be improved, but don't really think much of battery life hour claims. So that's going to be all for my quick thoughts on the Model O Pro. Let me know what you think. I think a lot of people are significantly more hyped for this than I am, and yeah, you know, mouse discourse. But yeah, a lot of people are asking for my opinion, so I gave it, and yeah, feel free to let me know what you think in the comments. That's going to be all for this video. Like and sub if you enjoyed, and peace.